CEO of Simple Education Foundation. At Simple Education Foundation, we are working towards building a world where every child has access to a caring, loving, skilled, and intuitive teacher. And we partner with state and local governments to help them design comprehensive teacher development programs that help again that enable teachers to step in with more confidence inside the classroom with better skill set. When I think of tech and data before Edzola, I think the first thing that comes to my mind is time. We had everything on, our Google Workspace. We had everything on Google Sheets, Google Forms, and Google Analytics. And that would take a lot of time for the team to finally get, the results of a workshop or a results of a training program. And you have to understand that our training program reaches out to thousands of teachers. So crunching that data almost manually was a task. And often the kind of data we would collect, that would really slow down these systems, because again, Excel and Google Sheets are not really built to handle this volume of data. So I think the first thing that definitely comes to my mind is time. The second is effectiveness, the kind of things that we can build. There are limitations to all of these platforms. So the kind of things that we can build, the kind of data analysis that we could do, all of that was limited. And a lot of that was also not real time, because we really had to sort of wait out for the whole workshop to end for us to then sit with the data, build these dashboards, the analysis and all of that. So all of those were definitely big challenges. And the other challenge was that we wanted to build something which was unique and which sort of represented us in a way. And because everyone was using the existing platforms, it did not sort of really, the experience was not different for the teachers. And we really want teachers to have a very different experience when they work with us. So I think that is where, when we partnered with Edzola and we started building our own MIS, I think those were some of the earliest shifts that we started noticing, right? That we could look at analytics on almost real time. The whole process of building things was simpler. We had better sort of insights that we can draw from the data that we were getting, and the team did not have to sort of rack their brains to do that. So we could actually go even a layer deeper from there. And obviously, because of the experience of the tools that we created on Zoho, the experience was very different. It was faster, more reliable. We were able to, build in small things like choices for language, where users could choose the language that they're most comfortable with, and the tool would automatically translate it. These are very small tweaks, and for someone in tech, maybe this is very normal, but for a teacher, a government school teacher, these are things that really make a difference. And that also helped us become that organization who they really sort of loved working with. So two of our primary work that we do with our teachers, or we do with the government, is training and classroom observation. So right now the tools that we build with Edzola, one is a training evaluation form, which sort of collects data before and after the training and creates and shows us how much the teacher has learned during the training. The second is the classroom observation form, where we collect data from the classroom. The mentor teachers who step into the classrooms to coach and train our teachers, they collect data from the classroom, and using that data, we are able to understand that the things that the teachers are learning in the workshop, is that translating into their classroom or not, and B, is that impacting children or not, right? So these are the two tools that we've built with Edzola so far, and there are more in the pipeline, and obviously sort of refining this with the insights that we are getting from the ground. My mind is time, right? because of the fact that this is a low-code tool. The team that we work with, and we've had the good fortune of working with Exola, the pace at which we've been able to build some of these things out, the pace at which we've been able to iterate has been solid. And that's something I think is entirely because of how the platform works. The second thing is reliability. I was just sharing with Akshay that we were conducting a training for a certain state government, and the government also had their own tool to register attendance at the beginning of the workshop, right? And multiple times their tool failed to sort of work because of data issues, just the network and things like that. But what we created using Zoho Creator worked every single time. So I think the reliability definitely is much higher. And the other thing that I can think of is, I think, just the vast functionality that is inbuilt within the creator, because of which I think everything that we've thought about, we've been able to do using the creator. I think that is something that is fabulous. The first time we implemented the MIS in its full sort of scale was for our induction program in Delhi, where we worked with about 9,500 teachers. The first thing was obviously the ease of using the tool. For some reason, which I can't explain, the tool, although it's a form, is much easier than a Google form, right, to interact with. Especially small things that we've done in the form, right? When you put in your employee ID, it automatically sort of looks at the database and sort of gives your name and school and all of the other details. It auto-populates that. So all of those small tweaks really change the experience for the teachers. Right, that was the first thing. The second thing is for the team, something that would take us about a week or two post trainings. It would take us about 2 weeks to crunch the data, come out with the first level of analysis. That happened within a few hours. Right, we had the dashboard right there. So it saved a lot of time for us. And it also enabled us to, because we were running the program in multiple cycles, at the end of every cycle, we could understand what needs to be tweaked, what was going well, what was not going well. And that data really helped us design the sort of constantly iterate on our workshops and design better solutions for our teachers. So that's, I think, the second point of impact that I can think of. And third is just the range of visualization made it easy for some of our more matured stakeholders, some of our senior partners, like directors and secretaries, to engage with the data easily. And again, that enabled them to see what is going right, what is not going right, what needs to be tweaked. So the impact is really multifold here. The first thing that I can think of is that it will create a habit of collecting data. The tools made it easy for us and for our government partners to collect data. And actually, this is the first time in a lot of states where they are actually collecting post-workshop data. And we've also been able to get the government's sort of buy-in on sharing this tool with some of their other programs, or ask some of their other programs to collect post-workshop and pre-workshop data. So this is definitely creating that impact where we have more data that we can then use to build better programs, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that I can think of, which is something that I'm really excited about, is just how it will personalize learning for our teachers. Because with the classroom observation tool, what we are really looking at is looking at going inside a classroom and seeing what is happening in that classroom and collecting data from there, which enables us to see what are the different things the teacher is doing well and what are the things that he or she or they need support in. And that is very critical, because we just historically don't know what is happening inside the classroom, apart from the student outcomes that we see at the end of assessments. So how do we really go in and learn from, use this tool to learn about the classroom more? And that's, I think, and then from that learning, support the teacher better. So I think that is fundamentally a game changer in my mind. I met Akshay at an event in 2022, and I think the way he presented his work at Zola and what they want to do immediately sort of caught my attention. And because the pain of not having a technology platform was so real for us, that we immediately connected with them and we started working. It has been a pleasure working with that team. I think two things that stand out for me: one is patience, and the second is expertise. I think they've been extremely patient with understanding things from a non-tech team. I think only recently we've had people who can talk in tech, but before that, all of us were fairly sort of we were tech users, but we did not know how to sort of explain things in tech. And I think Akshay and his team has been really patient with us, listened to everything we have got to say, our feedback and everything, and sort of build something, build beautiful things for us. And obviously the expertise, I think they are great with Zoho and everything that they build on Zoho. So I think that's been very, very helpful. And they've also sort of on the side sort of helped us understand other features of Zoho as well, like the campaigns and people and all of those things. So yeah, they've been, I think, calm, agile, and documentation. I think two things, and I think these are things that work for me or work for us at SEF. One is definitely look out and learn from other organizations who are using tech. Just learn from what are the different things that they are doing using tech. And second is finding a partner like Edzola, or just reaching out to Edzola, because I think while we can create an understanding or a vision for what we want in tech, it is also very critical to find the right person or the right group of people who will guide you in a way where their intention is not to just make money from this work, but to really create that impact, be those friends on the journey kind of a thing. And I think that has been very critical, because we've made a lot of mistakes on this whole journey, and I think having a partner like Edzola was helpful at those things. So I think those are the two things that I would say: to go reach out, learn from other organizations, and find a great partner.